Which print-on-demand company should you use for your product line? Should you choose Printful over Printify or vice versa? Or should you use some other third party? The answer to that question is probably not. I get hit up almost weekly by different print-on-demand companies asking me to choose their services, and I like to look them up, I like to check them out, do my due diligence. That said, you're probably never going to see videos from them because they just can't rank with the big two. I've done videos comparing Printify and Printful together before, but people keep asking me, Dave, what about now? What about in 2023? Of course, it's not 2023 yet, but let's talk about it because the future is now. And the answer to the question is still Printify. That's it. I've been Dave. You've been awesome. I'll see you next time. Not really. Let's talk about it deeper. Why do I still choose Printify over Printful? It comes down to 4 simple ideas. Number 1 is choice, and that's because Printify just has a much bigger catalog of product available because of the fact that they work with different third-party vendors. Printful does all of their own printing. All of the things that you can do in Printful, they do it themselves. That does have its advantages because if you do have a customer service issue, you know the company that you're dealing with as opposed to like these third-party vendors that Printify uses. However, because Printful operates all their own equipment and all their own product and all their own distribution, they cost more. And because they may not necessarily want to invest in new equipment just to print out a new product type, they don't have as much product as some of the other companies out there. Printify, on the other hand, is really just a middleman between you and the different providers of the different products. Between all their different production partners, some do some things well and some do other things well. And they've got a whole bunch of different partners all around the world that they can do different things. That being said, some of the things you may want to do can only be done in certain countries like, say, Latvia or China or somewhere else that might take a little bit longer to get to your customers, so choose wisely. But the main point being is that Printify's product catalog is much larger than Printful's, and that's why it's the number 1 thing on my list. The number 2 reason is that Printify's customer service is top-notch. They have a chat bot that if you ever have questions, you just go in there and start chatting with the chat bot, and the chat bot will do their best to answer all your questions. It's not always just a bot. Sometimes it's actually customer service people on the other end. They also have a huge knowledge base that if you don't have an answer to your problem, there's probably somebody who's asked it on their forums, and so you can go there and find it. I've never not been able to find an answer to my question one of those 2 ways, either through the forum or through the chat. From the standpoint of quality assurance, production, or fulfillment, meaning how my stuff looks when it gets to my customer and how quickly it gets there, I've never had an issue, not one time, with Printify. I've never had a customer complain about how long it took something to get to them. And I've only had a customer one time come back to me and tell me that the print that they got sent was damaged, which I quickly just turned around to Printify and through the third party to, send them a new one. They got 2 prints for the price of 1. I didn't have to pay for the second one. They got to keep them both. I don't know if she kept them both. I don't know if she threw one away. I hope she just took the second one and just maybe gave the first one to a friend. I don't know. But whatever happened, it was easy to handle, and I've never had another issue since. Number 3 is cost. This really should be number 1, but I'm leading up to something, so bear with me. The cost of doing business with Printify is 99% of the time better than Printful. Printful's prices just keep going up and up and up. Now, Printify has had to raise their prices too occasionally because the inflation sucks, but the increments that they have increased prices have gone up very small compared to what Printful has been doing. The only time it ever gets difficult to check is that you can't really compare apples to apples sometimes with the product offering. I'm not exactly sure what it is that Printful might be using as their product base versus Printify, and it's hard to say, okay, well, is their cost basis higher because they've chose a higher quality product? I can't say because it's hard to tell. The only time you can ever really see a true comparison is like in the clothing, like t-shirts, whatever. You can see like this, they use this brand of t-shirt over here. They also use this brand of t-shirt over here. If you compare the prices, you can tell exactly where Printify stands versus Print. And most of the time, Printify is going to be over here for a little bit less. But wait, there's 4. The 4th item on the list is Printify Premium, which is a paid service that you can buy into with your Printify account. You pay a little bit each month, and if you're doing a reasonable amount of volume, you can actually get pretty sizable discounts on your product. Here's an example. This is the Bella Canvas 3001, which is a pretty standard shirt, and I'm pretty sure Printful uses this shirt or has this shirt available as well. A little over $9 as a standard price. It's $8.09 for Printify Premium, so if you were at least selling 35 shirts a month, then you would definitely be making price break on this thing. That's just t-shirts. T-shirts have a really small margin of savings. When you get into some of the bigger stuff, you can get some really good price breaks. But let's look at Printful real quick. Here's the Bella Canvas 3001 on Printful, and as I scroll up right here, you can see $14.95. That's more than $5 difference between Printful and Printify. So do I need to say anything more? The real question is, should you switch from Printful to Printify? And the answer, in my opinion, is yes. Don't take my word for it. Go ask some other people, do your due diligence, because I believe that you will find out that most people will say the exact same thing. And it's fair to say at this exact moment, I can't give you the best advice about print-on-demand products because all I'm using Printify for right now is prints. I am planning out new merchandise that I am going to be offering for print-on-demand, and that we're going to talk about in a video soon. On top of that, I am working on some new designs that I am going to implement into more print-on-demand products. And that video will be coming out really shortly. In the meantime, you can watch this one because I know you just want to binge, right? Binge watch, please. On that note, I'm out. I've been Dave. You've been awesome. See you next time.